Hey guys, welcome back to the series about how to get started on Morterra. So in the last video, I kind of showed you guys how to craft some of the basic tools, craft the workbench and an anvil. So this video, I'm going to try to get more in depth on, how to claim a zone and start working on your base. So the first thing I would say is, try to keep your inventory clean. So we're starting to realize that, the inventory is filling up pretty quickly with sticks and various things. So what I'm actually going to do first is try to get a backpack. So the first thing you need to do is just travel the map until you can find some cotton. So if you find a cotton plant somewhere, usually they're spread out pretty good, but usually if you just look around for a minute or two, you can find one. So I'll do that. Oh, here's a small patch of them right here. So yeah, now once you have your cotton, you need to get a sharp rock in order to craft some cloth. So using the basic craft menu, crafting a cloth, and then whenever we make it back to the workbench, I'm going to need a blunt rock in order to make a backpack out of the cloth. So I'm going to go ahead and try to find that right now. So, all right, I got my blunt rock. So let me try to find my workbench. It can be really tough to find where you put stuff if you haven't claimed it on the map. So I'll show you all how to claim the zone here in a minute. But I'm going to craft this cloth backpack, and then you just wield it by clicking on it. And now you can see I have a whole bunch more inventory space. So now mining and everything will be a lot easier. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some more blunt rocks and try to mine a few small ores. That way I can craft a few pickaxes. So I'm just grabbing a bunch of blunt rocks and then getting a bunch of small ores so I can craft a few pickaxes, and then that way I can mine and make a few tools that I can use. So I'll smelt them on the fire, and then I'll go over here to the crafting table and then build a pickaxe, I'll build a hatchet, I'll build an aluminum knife, and then probably another pickaxe just so I don't run out. So yeah, now that I have a few tools, and then here I'll use this. You can also, one cool thing about the medium bars is you can actually use them for a maul or an axe. And so the benefit of having an axe or a maul is that the maul can be used as a weapon that's stronger, but also can be used as a hammer, and the axe can also be used as a hatchet. So you can cut trees or you can smith with these with the hammer. So I'll go ahead and use this to craft another hatchet, and then so the first thing I'm going to want to do now is claim this zone. So as you can see, I'm on some land, but as things sit here, they're just going to deteriorate over time unless I claim them. So I need to go back to that cotton over here and pick another one so that I can build a flag and then claim that zone. So I got the cotton, and now I can just craft a cloth right here. And then now to make a flag, I need a stick too. So let me go grab a stick off of a tree real quick, and I'll go ahead and just cut the tree down completely because I need the log as well. So now I can make the flag. And then I can come back over here and I can claim this zone. So one nifty thing about building on here is that you can know like the zone areas if you go into your settings, and then you can enable or disable the various settings. But one of the important ones is zone lines. So if you enable zone lines, you can actually see where the zone starts and stops. So I can see like right here, this zone is part of one zone, or this line is part of one zone. And then this right here would be a totally different zone. So I know that this zone is a square that is roughly as big as you can see. So I'm going to try to place this flag in the middle. That way I can build around it and I have room to build around it. So yeah, so now I have placed the flag, and as you can see on the top, it says it's my territory, and I have it for 72 hours. So every 72 hours, every 3 days, you have to come back and press E on the flag to reset the time on it. That way people don't build a zone and then just stop playing, and then the zone or their base just lasts forever. So after 3 days it'll start to decay if they don't get on and update it. So you got to get on, and within every 3 days at least update your flag to make sure it doesn't just start decaying on its own. So now that we have this, one very bad thing about just having a flag out in the open like this is anybody can come up to it and claim it, and when they claim it, they can build on it or delete stuff on it. So I'll show you how to do that later, but one thing you have to know early is that you got to lock stuff. You got to create keys and then lock them. So if we go back to the anvil over here, I'll show you what I mean. There's an iron lock with an iron key, and then there's a gold lock. So the difference between those is, if I make an iron lock, I need the iron key in order to access it. The gold lock can be accessed if I own the zone. So if I place a gold lock on something, anybody who has access to that zone can, like for example, if I have a door, if I have access to the zone and it's gold locked, I can open and close the door without needing a key. The iron one, it's a lot cheaper because iron is very abundant, but you need to have the key. And so the problem with that is if you die, if somebody takes your key, they now would be able to open up any doors that have that lock. So there's a lot of strategy that goes into that. A lot of players get really in depth on when to use gold locks, when to use iron locks, and things like that, because gold is a really finite resource. So you're not just going to get on here and get a bunch of gold quickly. So having a key and then staying safe is very, very important. Whenever you're out in the world, if you have your key on you, you got to be, on edge and make sure no other player can kill you and take it, because they could essentially just take all of your base. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go around, I'm going to mine a bunch of small rocks and try to get a bunch of small iron ore. That way I can make a few locks and a key for my base. And then on the way I'm going to try to get some large logs. That way I can build doors and chests for my base. So all right, let's start. So I'm seeing a couple trees here, so I'll go ahead and cut them down. See, that was a medium oak log, so that's not really what I need. You need to make sure that they're large whenever you approach them. So that's a medium one, that's a medium. You can see in the bottom right corner the description for them, so it'll tell you what size it is. So this one's large, so that will work. There is oak wood, and then there's fruit wood, and then there's maple wood, and they all have their own attributes as well, maple being the strongest. So I would recommend using maple trees if you can, but they're more rare. So as you come across the large ores, I would recommend mining them, because you're going to need anvils and you're going to need armor and stuff in the future. So the large ore is definitely useful for that. So mostly I would just mine all the ores as you go. So yeah, here's some small ores. So I'm going to try to get, there's an iron ore. I'm going to try to get as much iron ore as I can so I can have as many locks as possible. I think generally the small boulders will spawn the most, and then medium are right after, and then the large boulders are fairly rare. So I'm going to drop a few of these aluminum ores and things that I don't need, so I can have space for the small iron ores as I get them. So alrighty, so I have enough of the small iron ore, I think. And the cool thing is, now that we've claimed land, you can actually look at the map by holding G or M, and then you can see where you need to go. And you can see my zone is green, so I'm going to work my way over that way. All the zones that are red are zones that are owned by other people. So now I'm in my zone, and I can use this so I can make a fire. So I need to get a flint real quick in order to make a fire. You just have to search through these rubble until you get a flint. So it's a little bit more rare than the rock, so it can take a minute, but oh, alright, I got one pretty quickly. So yeah, now I'm just going to place this, I'm going to make a fire, and then I'm going to craft a key and a lock. So alright, so yeah, now that I'm at my anvil, I can craft a lock. So just go here, pick a number, so I'll do 159, and then the key has to match the lock's number. So just make sure that they match, and then I'm going to craft a few because I'm going to need some for doors. Yeah, so now I need another workbench because mine broke. So I'm going to place that down here, and then I can use that to craft a door. and a chest. So I'll go ahead and craft those. And then I'll come over here to my flag, and I'll place my chest by my flag, and then I'll place the door a little bit away, and then I'll build around up to the door. So, and then going up to my flag, you just lock it, move your locks down to your toolbar, and then press E on the flag. Hover over the lock so that you're wielding it, and then just press E on the flag, and it'll lock it. Boom. And then now, and I'll do it on the chest as well and the door as well. So now they're all three locked, and I can open them with the key, and if I don't have the key, then I can't open them. So it's very important though that when you die, you know, you either have your key in your base or and now I can place stuff in my chest and nobody else could access it without my key. So now that I have some safe items in a safe zone, I'll show you in the next video how to actually wall off the base so people can't just walk in. And yeah, I'll see you then.